Home Affairs by means of getting some letters from the chiefs who stand for me so that I can get employed. Because I'm disabled, I had to be taken first without waiting for the waiting list for the people who, normally people who make an aptitude test and apply.
Okay.
Then it was better in my life.
Yes.
1997, where there was this period of transition where Transkei was no more a homeland now. It was just South Africa. We were scattered all over. I was taken to Benoni. In Benoni, 2002, the Department of Home Affairs wrote me a letter that there is no full-time sitting job in the department, so I have to leave the job.
Okay. Thanks, Mama, to hear that. But tell us the reason ukuthi uyeke umsebenzi baze bakhiphe emsebenzini. So it's because of you are disabled.
I would say so, that it's because of my disability, though the government is still employing people with disability now.
Okay.
I think, in the other hand, it was a blessing in disguise, because most of the time, most people who've got problems who used to come to my office because I was the head of the civic affairs.
Okay.
I had to listen to these pathetic stories from where they're staying, some are starving, some are crying, do not have papers like birth certificate. I had to look at this situation and say, let me just register something concerning the situation I'm in, situation I'm working on, like people with disabilities, orphans, old age, street kids, HIV, disabled, cancer, divorce, agriculture and farming, boarding schools, health center, so that it can cover everybody. That's why when I opened the register this company, I said, okay, let me go to the rural areas where West problems are, so that I can apply to the agriculture and land affairs, so that I can apply for lands. I have certificate for 2 lands. Each land has got 2 hectares. It enables me to open up a center to accommodate everybody.
Yes.
In fact, when I looked at by saying to have a boarding schools, I was looking at the high rate of the teenagers who have early pregnancy, because there are no boarding schools. Everyone is, we call it today day scholar, whereby you will get a certain room to a certain location, you hire it so that you can sit and study. You eat on your own food, whether you have or not. I could see that plenty of boys are always with the girls. That's why the high pregnancy is like that. That's why I wanted to stop it.
Yes, I know, it's very interesting. So my second question is, niqale nini ukuvula lena company leyo decide ukuthi uyiregister, because ubona ukuthi isimo sebantu bahluphekile esinjengomuntu obosebenza ngemphakathi Home Affairs. So now what decide ukuthi ngcono ukuthi uvule uregister icompany ezonakekela umphakathi. Nivule nini le company le?
I registered the company in 2002 August.
Okay.
In the hope that even the health center is needed, like the side where I come from, in rural areas. Health center, I put it on the first list, wish list. It happened like my brother was very sick, the one who comes after me. We went to a certain very far clinic, though he could not move himself. We tried to get people in order to get people to put him on their shoulders so that it can reach the clinic. When we reached the clinic, we found the ambulance because they told us that he is so weak, they cannot keep him in the clinic for a while. If the nurses phoned the hospital, the ambulance, we were told that the ambulance is coming up to 2 weeks. Then I lost my brother.
Okay.
Still waiting for the ambulance. So it's easy for me if I can get help.
Yes.
For whoever this story of mine can touch in the heart, in order to get help, in order to have a community center that will have a health center in order to look after the people, because most of the time there in our areas the clinic is about 50 kilometers and there is no transport that is going there. It's an old clinic. When I was still very young, I was taken to that in order for immunization. I could see in my situation that's why I was affected by polio in the right leg, because maybe my parents could not carry me because I got this when I was this poliomyelitis when I was 3 years. So there is no one who can put me on her back, as heavy as I was, to put me in her back so that I can go for immunization. That very long distance to reach the clinic.
Okay. So since we nayivula le company, nike nayithola i-funding mhlambe any of municipality or whatever ma-sponsors, nithole something like a ma-cent or mhlambe food or mhlambe clothes, whatever?
Most of the time, I would say in South Africa, it's very rare to get all such things. Yeah. Even if you can make yourself mad to go to these offices and make all sorts of shouting in order for you to force them to give you funding, it is so difficult. But that was 2000, yes. 2010, there is we call it SITA. SITA has got so many departments like FITA for forest and stuff. We were funded 95,000 rand. Then we took that lump sum to go to Eastern Cape home in rural areas, whereby we ended up having some 120 students. We divided them to some were making cabinet making and upholstery. Others were doing cabinet making and others were doing upholstery. We even collect everyone, like people with disabilities, people who do not even have energy in their hands in order to screw something. But after 3 months when they graduated, most of the people who were more disabled could speak, could use their limbs, meaning that if these people can get a help from anybody for them to keep them working, even the disability won't be that much like the way we are doing.
Thanks to hear that, ma'am. Thanks. It's very painful. Your story is very painful. Okay, thank you so much. Maybe you can something to say, ma'am?
By doing this, register this charity organization, I'm not alone myself. Yes. I'm with my sister here, okay. Sister Tandi.
Oh, yes.
She is a co-founder of yes. This NGO.
Oh, yes.
She has her own pathetic story of her side. When she lost also her brother. Her brother died on the doorstep of the hospital because there's no transport. The hospitals are very far from us.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvia. Can I speak to Ms. Tandi? Ms. Tandi, can you tell us your story, ma'am? What's happening to your story, to your life?
I'm Tandi.
Yes.
Ngom. I met my cousin sister when I have a child. So he tell me about this, and she used to help to go to school. So I go to a clerk store. Then that time my daughter is only eating a porridge without sugar. Then after that, auntie he helps me to give my daughter a food and clothes. Then after that, I phone someone at home in Eastern Cape. I want to go back because the situation is bad for me, because auntie is selling a alcohol. So I used to serve the people the whole night, and auntie sleeping. It's only me. After in the morning, I'm cleaning the house and cooking. Then after that, somebody is sending me a money to go back home. Auntie, you want to take this money. I was running until I entered the forest. I didn't see his return. Lion
Like game reserve.
game reserve. But I entered. Then I don't know, the people is all over, the police and the soldiers was there, and the people is thinking this place is dangerous. But I came out. I was thinking auntie is not around. I came out. When I see the people in Claxton, I see the whole Claxton is there. People are thinking of the lions are eating me, but in grace I'm here.
Yes.
And I'm suffering. Even my son is this year is doing grade 12, but next year I didn't know. You don't have money to go to school. I don't have food. I'm suffering. I don't have anything.
Staying in this shack.
Staying
together.
in this shack. I don't have clothes. I don't have anything.
Mm.
You are
Tell-
suffering.
Tell me, Sister Tandi, exactly from original, where are you from?
I'm from Katbo,
Or Eastern Cape?
Yes.
Okay. So your background education?
My background education is up and down because there is no money at home, but I passed the low classes,
Yes.
so I don't have money to go to school. So I go all over. I'm looking for the job. There is no.
People cannot employ you because you are not.
I don't have anything.
Okay. No, thanks, Miss Tandi. Thanks for everything.